Thank you so much for joining me, guys. We're going to be playing with these beautiful floral stamps and this lovely butterfly stamp. Friday night, so it usually is a little bit more chilled and relaxed here in my studio, stroke conservatory, stroke part of the kitchen. Work on my actual studio is going really well. My builder was starting to put together the walls today. So he did say to me, I think it was yesterday evening, he said, okay, so tomorrow quite a bit is going to get done. You're going to actually be seeing things happening. And he was so right. He took the order for all the wood arrived, and he's been chopping and putting together all the different sections of the building. And also, really excited, the cladding for the outside arrived as well. Now, we've chosen... I know I would normally love to go really eco and have wood cladding, but because two parts of the studio are right backing onto fencing and I won't be able to reach around there to paint, we've gone for concrete cladding. So it's this concrete composite mixture, and it comes in a raft of different colours. And the colour that he showed me the website and he said, right, we can choose. And I said, well, I want to go for kind of a bluey grey. And it is gorgeous. It's like this, a cross between, I don't know, mint macaron and saucy foam. It's this like really gorgeous kind of Frenchy blue colour. And I really realised how light it was going to be actually. But it arrived today and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's so gorgeous. I love it. And he was like, oh, I forgot to check with you. I went, no, it's fine. I said, I love it. So it's really exciting. It's coming on. Right, so... as I said, chill out. We're going to chill out this evening. So if you're expecting some really slick tutorial, it's not going to happen, guys. This is me with my kind of like Friday night beer. Well, it's not really. I call it girly beer, but it's basically fruit cider. And going to be using the Stampin' blends, okay? Because I want... some of you may be a bit scared of Stampin' blends, and I want to kind of take the scarediness out of it, really. They are a really good colouring tool, but if you're not in the mood to do kind of like specialised colouring, I want to show you that you don't have to do that. We're going to do kind of like scrappy colouring. And yes, we are going to be stamping a whole and colouring a whole sheet, but I'm not going to colour the whole lot. We're going to do lots of very kind of like fun scrappy dappy colouring and just create something really fun and vibrant and happy. And we may even get to use some of those templates that I used last night. So if you did not see that video, please do go and check it out. It was kind of totally inspired by some of the comments I've been getting from you guys, mixed with me lying, you know, I'm sure you know, like, as you fall asleep. So I've been mulling over some of the ideas that you guys have given me, and it was kind of a combination of you guys plus me and trying to come up with a solution for how to use the Stamped One Sheet Wonders. So if you've not seen that video, please do go check it out. It's pretty dang awesome. Okay, so I'm going to just choose some colours. What have I got here? That's Rococo. Oh, you know, I almost want to pull all the colours I have off my thing and have some fun with these. I also want to, because I bought some new ones recently, I want to make sure that all the ones that I have here are used, well, the old ones are used up so that I can get the new ones back into my thing. So I probably should have grabbed a basket, shouldn't I? That would have been a good idea so that things don't fall around. What could I use? I've got a little basket here. This will do. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me this evening. Thank you for choosing to spend your Friday evening with me if you're catching this live. If you're not, thank you for joining me anyway. And please do share this video out with any friends who you think may enjoy a bit of creativity on a Friday night. You know, imagine this is like Ruth's studio is open for business, and you know, I'm serving tea, coffee, you know, a little bit of, you know, fruity cider, and you want to invite some friends around. You can virtually invite them. bring them in and you can chat to them while you watch me. I don't mind. Or chat to them behind the scenes. I don't mind that either. So, woohoo, Janice has had her vaccine. Happy vaccine day. She's just scrappy colouring all the time. I love it. All right, so I was in a bit of a dilemma. Do I stamp first or do I colour first? That is kind of my dilemma. But I'm wondering if I can get away with colouring first. And then go from there. So let's say, what have I got here? Light real red. What else? Dark real red. I wanted the pink. Oh, that's Magenta Madness. So, let's go dark real red, Magenta Madness. Have we got enough pink in here? Rococo Rose. Okay, let's see what happens if I do that. Maybe with a bit of a yellow in the middle. Okay, so let's do some kind of scrappy, dappy kind of colouring. So I'm doing kind of various blobs around the place. Blob up there, maybe a blob there. Blobbity blob. And out of that, ooh, should I get an orange? Can I get an orange? Cajun Craze. No, we don't want that. Let's go light real red. We'll go light real red. Thumbs up and shared. Thank you very much, Miss Vicky. Let me say a quick hello to everybody. Hi, Liz, Martina, Mindy, Linda, Christine, Joanna, Sheila, Vicky, Nessa, Sam. Hello, Sam White 81. Are you new to my channel? Hi, Bree, Bonnie, Dana, and Jordan. Hello, are you new? Hi, Sherry. You new too? Have we got new people on here tonight? Please say hello. Oh, you're welcome, Susan, for the templates. Hi, Monica. Hi, Hegler. Dina from Ontario. Hi, Dina. Are you new? Hi, Patty. I don't think you're new, are you, Patty? Yeah, lots of paracetamol in bed. Yes, I forgot a girlfriend who's had hers today, and she said she was starting to feel a bit wheezy. So, yeah. Okay, so this is real red, and I'm literally just going to do this. Bit that. Nothing too special about that, is there? Just do a bit of that. Hi, Janine. Name that tune, but I don't know what tune that was, so you're not going to be able to name it. Oh dear. Mum, we don't mention that word here. Hi, Mum. My mum got a new phone. She called me and she was like so crystal clear on Messenger. It was amazing. So now she's coming to stalk me on YouTube. Okay, so this is now Magenta Madness. Just gonna, I think I've decided it's easier to move the paper around as I go. Sometimes. There we go. Hello, Reet. Nice to see you. I did catch your message the other day, Reet, where you said, "Oh, we should do more during the day." You know what? I do plan to do more than the day. The thing is, I need to plan to have a few more devices because my children use various devices in the house, and my son uses the one that I go live on. And throughout the day, he's doing his schoolwork. So I can't really kind of go, "Can I have your phone, please?" because I want to do a live. So, but I have plans. Once I'm in the studio and we have a slightly different computer setup, and the children go back to school. So, God willing, my 2 boys are going to be going back in the next month or so and having their lessons at school rather than at home online. So there we go. Hello, Miss Glenna. Hey. So if you've just joined and wonder what on earth I'm doing some very scrappy colouring, which I'm sure you'll agree that most people can do this scrappy colouring. And what have I got here? Rococo. And then we're going to stamp over this crazy colouring in a minute. You know, and I'm not even I'm just doing bits. I'm not even doing all of it. Now this could turn out to be an absolute hot mess. Absolute hot mess. I need to take that gamble for you guys to see if this is a project that will work. I laugh, Ruth, and Ruth says, invite your friends. My friends are here already. Oh, Janet. That's such a sweet thing to say. Oh. Do it. Buffering. Oh no, Reet. We can't have that. You're only in like a country over. Okay, here comes the growing apple green. Starting to run out. I think Martina's holding her head going, what is Ruth doing? I think I'll go and feed my cats, says Martina. Oh, me too. I love granny apple green. Actually, pink and green is one of my favourite colours. Oh, that, you know what? You're not the first to have said that. I have to, so I need to talk to somebody. Well, buffering. What? Oh yeah, the Wi-Fi is a bit low. I need to tell all my family to get off the phone. I'm not off the phone, off the internet. Lots of buffering. You guys on the internet? It must be Friday night, like overload. What's this? Light, lovely lipstick. That was a long buffer, wasn't it? Because even my phone told me reconnecting. Ah! Night, Mum. Yes, everyone in Wales must be on the internet. Okay, that seems okay now. We are looking sharp. Night. Good night, Auntie Me. Ooh, I'm thinking, let's stamp Blackberry Bliss. You sounded like Glenna. Oh, thank you, Mindy. Mindy, thank you also for you know what as well. Okay, here we go. Oh, I overestimated on the colouring. Oops. Oh, well. You've just returned in a hailstorm. Oh, no. Hailstorm? Hailstorm. Hailstorm. Night, Mindy. Oh, it's coming along really well, thanks, Lorraine. I talked about it at the beginning of the video, so I don't want to bore everyone again with my studio news, so I'll let you go and listen to that later. I'm blurry. Change your settings. Let me just check my connection. Yeah, I'm down to 2 bars. That's not good, is it? Let's see if the guys can move the router a bit closer. Is your internet a bit weird? Can you move the router a bit closer to me somehow? Because mine is really... People keep telling me I'm buffering. Oh, you're playing a game, Luke? Yeah. Yeah. Can you get off the phone or something? Oh, my son's just started playing a game. I can see if he's going to come off it. But yeah, my bars are like quite low. No, we're not happy to see you go. We don't want you to go. We're being polite and saying goodbye if you have to go. We understand people, you know, have busy lives. Can you guys see this okay? Liz, I wonder if yours is going. That means that it's a Welshport issue then, not an international issue. It's 5:30, Patty says. What, in the morning or in the evening with you? Where are you, Patty, in the world? Okay, I'm liking this. I hope you guys can see what I can see. I'm going to get in a bit closer for you. Okay, so it doesn't matter so much that I was really roughing the colouring in now. So I'm using this smaller sort of side looking, oh, I shouldn't have done that one there, never mind. Meant to do a leaf there. So yes, I'm using this one to, you see where I've gone over a little bit, I was a bit exuberant in my colouring. I'm using that to fill this flower now. This works well. Thanks, Martina. Sorry, I didn't see your comment earlier. See that little one in the corner? Can't forget that one. Okay, so here we go with the leaf. So I'm going to try and aim it for where I've done the green. So it kind of gives this faux kind of watercolour-ish design. But I've done the colouring with the Stampin' blend already. So I'm just aiming for where I've got these blobs of green. And then if I feel that it's not going to fit that, I'm just going to leave that and come back with another, there's another sort of foliagey stamp in this set. So this stamp set is called Back to Blooms. Oh, let's play a game. How many words can we make out of that? Back to Blooms. I'm going to leave that at the side. Back to Blooms. Oh, no, that probably doesn't work. Do it that way. So we played this game the other week where you try and come up with words from those letters. And then we kind of try and find the longest word possible. But no cheating, no going on Google and typing letters into Scrabble Finder or whatever it's called, or Word Finder. Oh, Martina, you don't need the markers. You've got plenty of pens. I've seen your pen collection. You have plenty. But if you really must. No, don't. You have plenty of pens. Okay, so I'm just looking at these other little leaves that I've got and wondering whether to use them, because I've got little areas of green that I haven't stamped on yet. Oh, Vicky, how rude. That's the only time you're allowed to type that and for me to okay it. Okay, so I'm just looking for little areas of green that I can stamp my little leaf. Hello, Sherry Moreau. Welcome. This is scribbleism, yes. Very much scribbleism. Hi, Nydia. Oh, sorry. Tombola. Oh. Yes. Cockatoo. Cockatoos. Very good. Bamboo. Bamboos. Smock is a good word. Moscato. Now this stamp set does have some little bits of spottage, but I think what I'll do is I'll stamp the spottage first and then maybe colour afterwards, so a lot of the space. Oh, mascot. Thank you, Bonnie. Calm Combs Combo. Tombola. Oh, good, Joanna. It passes the time while you're watching me stamp. Gets your brain going. I'll try and go a bit faster, Glenna. Martina's not just a cat lover, she's like a cat mother. She's like the fairy cat mother of Germany. Spottage and dotage. Oh, I don't know, Brie. Maybe that now you've asked, I'm wondering whether there should be a difference. Yeah, oh, I don't know. Right, I've brought the Daffodil Delight back again. Oh no, actually, I'm wondering whether to do. So here I've obviously not quite estimated that correctly. So I'm just going to go in and do a bit more pink. Very roughly. I'm not, going to overthink this too much. Just where it's obvious that I've missed a bit. I'm just going to add a bit more. Like that. Hi, Cynthia. Cobalt. Good word. It's interesting, you end up sort of thinking about words that perhaps you haven't thought of for a while. It's like, use cobalt in a sentence. Okay, so my yellow, I'm going to try and do a little bit at the base of those side looking flowers. just to give them a hint of brightness. Now I know it's not a pure colour yellow, it is mixing with the pink, but it is making that bit a little bit lighter and brighter. So remember, any any lighter colour that you colour over the top of another one pushes the other colour further into the paper. So eventually it will show up. It would make pretty fabric, it would. That often gets said on this channel. So just because I started the process saying, oh, it's going to be random, blah, 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 it's okay to go back in and put some extra things in if you're not happy with it. It's just a process to get you going. It doesn't mean you have to be a slave to that process. It's just a starting point. Then I'm not sure whether to go in and just do colour in the odd dot or spot. Let's see. Although now it just reminds me of acne. Ugh. Hi Michaela, welcome. Oh, you're all talking about your cats now. The other week it was dogs and I was calling you dogs, so this week it'll be cats. Muffin, Biscuit and Freckles. Oh yeah, Liz has cats. Tibby and Tiddles. It has very purry cats. I have met them. Well, one of them's particularly purry and happy on me. Martina says 9, but 3 have moved out. It was too crowded for them. Mabel and Bella. Oh, that's so cool. Right, so I'm just going to have a wee tidy up while you guys talk about your cats for a second. Where's that? Where have I put my stamps? That's a bit odd. Oh, they're right in front of me. Sorry, I'm just going to tidy up and clean up while you talk amongst yourselves. Slacks, that's a good word. Right, okay, so now you've got to make up cats' names from, you can make them up as well, you know, like made up funny names. Thank you to Linda. I love that Nessa. Michael and Dave. Oh yes, you could have a tomcat. Very good. If you've not met this stamp set before, just a reminder that you can use this stamp either to stamp the detailed side, or you can flip it over and use it so it stamps the solid. So that's why you have the 2 diagrams on the front cover to show you that those 2 are the same stamp, but they do 2 things. Okay, I don't want you opening this up and going, where's all the other stamps gone? That's the whole point. that's the way they stamp. So you can stamp these where you do colour it in, and I have done that before, and there's another technique that'd be quite fun to do as well, but I haven't shown that one yet. I'll save that for another day. Right, let's bring on my wee templates. So yesterday I created a few of these to show you how to almost audition your stamped one sheet wonders to figure out how they can be used. So this is a piece of vellum that I've just drawn some lines on. So here we've got obviously one going down and one going up. So it's just to show that you could cut this up into 4 and this would work perfectly fine. And then I've also done this additional line here to show that if you wanted to cut this up and use it even smaller, you could. And then to see if the other side works, you can just flip it over. And there you go. You can see that there's enough kind of like pattern on every sort of section, and it works. So another way of doing it would be if you wanted to divide it into 3s. Okay, so that's kind of seeing how it looks in 3s. And then of course I've got these extra sections just to show you what it would look like if you were to cut it up even further. Okay. Then we've got the, yes, doing it into 3, but then also going across in 3 so that you can see what that would look like cut up into 9 sections. Or also you could have 3 there and then 1 and then 1, or you could have 2 and 1, or you know, you could do a long section. Anyway, you can figure it out. But anyway, this just really helps to kind of see how it would work. See you, Cindy, lovely to see you. Nimbus, that's a good name. And what one have I not shown you? Ah, this one. So this is cutting it up into 6 sections. That actually works really well. So this would give you an idea if you wanted to maybe cut it into more of a square. So you could, you know, just square that off. Either by cutting a bit off the bottom or the top, and then also gives you the option of, you know, what it would look like if you were to cut on the diagonal, so you can kind of see if that would work or not. And then if you want to do that additional kind of look, you can do. So I stocked up on my temp. Yes, Martina did very well. She just sent me some pictures of what she'd done today. She's been very, very productive, and did some other templates as well. So you may see some new ones from me. So the other suggestion that I had was to also cut some up so that once you do have them, you can then, you know, audition sections. So if you were to cut that into 4, you could audition them and just check that you were happy with them. So let's have a think. What should we do today? I'm wondering whether to make one slimline card and then maybe a couple of normal ones and then, I don't know, a couple of small ones. Shall we see how that works out, guys? Are you here for the long haul? Stick around if you can. Invite some more friends. Hi, Cindy. I have a hand up. Go on then, Jan. What's your question? Well, I'll go and get some cardstock because I'm going to need a big one for my slimline card. I'll wait for Jan's question. Now, where did I put my cardstock? Oh dear. Like that? Oh yeah, there it is. Ooh, stamps rock being... Do the stamps rock being double-sided? No, they don't. No, they don't. Hi, Tracy. Tracy's enjoying some crafting as she watches. Good. Best way to watch. Right, where did I put my trimmer? Did I answer Jan's question? Was there another question from Jan? Did I answer it? Okay, so I'm going to cut my card base at just under 4 inches or 10 centimetres. So 10 centimetres for the UK and 4 centimetres for you guys in the States or anywhere else that wants to use Imperial. Ooh. I scored, but it didn't seem to score hard enough. I should have pressed a bit harder then. There we go, that's a bit better. Hi, Mr. Shana. Lovely to see you. Hi, Becky. Just seen you come in as well. Time for morning tea, coffee and Tim Tam. You having tea and coffee? Or you being good and just having one? I can't stop looking for words. Oh, sorry about that. Yes, it's back. So if you're a bit bored and you want to do a word game, find words in Back to Blooms. So I'm going to cut this piece of card at 9.5 centimetres. And then I'm going to cut off 0.5 centimetre off the bottom. Oh, what is a Tim Tam? Oh, good question. I know what a Tim Tam is, but I'll let Vicky explain. It's a special trick you're meant to do with Tim Tams. Okay, so that's one card. Now I would probably just put like a sentiment here with a bit, maybe a bit of a margin to it, maybe a bit of ribbon, but that is pretty much it because the paper speaks for itself really. Right, now while I'm here and I've got this spare piece of cardstock, I'm actually thinking of using this as a bit of a what's the word that I want? Using this as my matting layer for something. So just give this a measure. So I'm actually going to cut that down to 9 centimetres. And then cut that down to say 12.5. So about 2/3 of what I have left here. And cut this down to 8.5. So for those of you who are in the UK, they're similar-ish to a penguin, but different. 12.5, so I'll cut this to 12. Now I can't remember if I've got my big circle punches with me. I don't think I have, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut out a couple of frames from the middle, because I can use that a bit later on. Maybe I could use that for a sentiment or something. I'm just going to set these two aside for a second. Have a look at what I've got left here. Maybe cut that down to size. So what have I got here? 8.5 centimetres. Oh yes, there's a trick you can do with the Tim Tams where you nibble off opposite corners and then you suck your drink up through one of the corners like a straw. And then as soon as you taste the liquid, you have to shove the whole thing into your mouth. It's not pretty, but it's delicious. If you go on YouTube afterwards and look up Tim Tams, I'm sure you will find somebody doing it. Yes, Penguin is a chocolate biscuit. Yeah. And it's a different density to Tim Tams, so I don't think you can do it with a Penguin biscuit. And don't ask me why they're called penguins, because they do not look like penguins, but on the wrappers there are penguins, and on every packaging of a penguin there's a joke related to a penguin. So, where did I get my pink blade from? Oh, you'll have to ask Janice. Janice gave me this. She bought it from a well-known craft store. So, she might be able to tell you. So I've got to reply to something. It matches, doesn't it, though? Oh, my goosey was so tasty. Very, very tasty. Oh, you can do it with a twirl. Ooh. I don't think I've ever done it with a twirl. I tend to like to savour a twirl, so I can't imagine doing it. I'm going to have to cut more pink. I'm just trying to see what I've already got in my stash so I don't have to cut more cardstock. I've got some pear pizzazz. Oh, have I got any apple? Yay! Okay, that's good. I'm happy with that. So, what have I got left? Oh, chocolate fingers. Cadbury's chocolate fingers. Can't beat them. I think I might go to 7. Should I go to 7.5 for this? Or... So I'm just trying to figure out, I want a bit of the same margin around all the way. So sometimes when you're cutting up your one sheet wonders, you can just do it with your eyes, if that makes sense. You can kind of like eyeball it a bit. Oh, Tashana. Come back soon, my darling. Tell them you're watching Ruth in the UK and that you do not want to be disturbed. Ruth says you need a break. I dip dairy milk chocolate swirls in coffee and then suck out all the melted chocolate. I like that. And I'm thinking, what about a bit of Blackberry Bliss to go around it? So striking. Oh! Look what I just found. Ooh, might use that. That was already cut. Oh, yum. I'm liking this bright green against the dark purple. I must admit, that's one of my favourite colour combinations in a garden. I love seeing dark purple foliage against a lime green foliage. Take care, Reet. Rest well. Oh, yes, that's quite a way for you, I imagine. Yeah, no, go rest well. See you soon. Oh, look at that. Yum, yum. Yeah, so normally you buy replacement blades. They are available from Stampin' Up. Okay, so let me I will explain this. Sorry, why these are a different colour. Normally I would purchase Stampin' Up ones. It's just that I had it and I've used it. I do have them. The reason being was that I wanted to replace my score blade, and the score blades are not available via Stampin' Up, but they are available because the manufacturer that makes this for Stampin' Up do make them the same design for other companies. So the blades are interchangeable. So the reason I put this one in was because on my original Stampin' Up one, I'm trying to get this off gently so I don't break it. On my original one, I don't know if you can see, but there's like a nib on both ends here, here and here that holds it in. But mine, it had broken. So because it had broken, it meant that nearly every time I was using it, it was falling out. So I wanted to put this one in so that it doesn't fall out easily. So because that one's black and the Stampin' Up blades are a dark grey, I didn't want to get confused right now while I was moving. So I've put this pink blade in, but I will be changing back to the Stampin' Up one, and I will put some nail varnish, I think probably over this one, just to remind me this is the score blade. So that's the reason. That's the only reason. It's not because I'm not being loyal to Stampin' Up, it's just happened that way. Okay, so I'm really liking this combination. So I'm just going to set that aside for a second. And then what have I got left over here? I've got a bit of... ooh. Okay, so... I quite like the look of maybe building up something with that. Hi, Ellen. Nice to see you. Woohoo, Ellen. Ellen has done amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, quite like that. I'm wondering whether to get my oval punch out and if that sits in there like that, we could triple layer this baby. Right, where's my scraps of white? Ooh, that is super striking. Now, do I have some magenta ribbon left? Okay, I'm going to leave this out because I think I might use some of that. Just see what other colour I have. That might be nice as well. I like the idea of putting some sort of, making this sort of a bit detailed, if that makes sense. Like cutting out some kind of border. Just seeing what I've got. Got this die set. This is from Fabulous Florals. I don't have all my embossing folders, unfortunately, Ellen. The only ones I have with me now are my small ones. So, because I packed a capsule amount of stuff, Wendy and Liz, in fact, who are watching right now, they've got my stash. They're enjoying it. Oh, right now, a tip for this that I've read recently is to not use the number 1 plate, but to use the number 3 plate. For some reason, some people are saying that it could be that these machines have been calibrated slightly too tightly, so it's making it a bit hard for them to go through. But you also run the risk of it not cutting properly if it's not tight enough. So let's have a look. Yeah, I think when it comes to actually cutting a shape, it's fine. But see how that hasn't cut all the way through. So don't use the number 3, use the number 1. But just remember to stagger it as it goes in. Just give it a really good shove. This is where I get my tummy out and I shove it in with my stomach. Come on. Come on, baby. Yes, there we go. It does have to be tight, you see. For these detailed ones, it does have to be super duper tight to get all that detail through. No, no, Liz. Oh, where's my brush? So unfortunately, Stampin' Up! Don't sell this brush anymore. They sell the one that goes on the end of the pick-me-up tool thing. But this is just to hand, so I just grabbed it. It does make a mess, but it works. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I think I want 2. I want it to stretch out. Or what I might do is cut it. Yeah, I'm going to cut it. Save all this hullabaloo. Excuse me, sorry about the noise. Have a little bit of a tidy up. Save this. Okay, right, focus, Ruth. We've got to make some cards tonight, you know. Glenna uses her tummy too. Oh good, I'm glad it's not just me. Right. So I feel like this needs to have a little bit of a border around it, but I'm going to cheat and use my ink pad to do that. Take your pick, that's it. I always seem to forget the name of that. Okay, so that's my cheat way of bordering something. But if you do that, just give it a moment to dry. While that's drying, I'm going to do some nifty cutting. Oh, night, sorry. It's not night for you. It's good morning for you, isn't it? It's Saturday, Ellen. Have a lovely day. Enjoy your hair shower. Get those curly girl curls coming out. There's still a few bits left in here. Just having a little bit of a faff with that. Lovely. Right, let's cut this. There. See, I cut it. I didn't tear it, Martina. I think Martina despairs of me when I start tearing things up. See? Cheat. Cheat way of elongating your lace. Bye, Dolly. Yeah, I think when people say give up sugar, so I'm just wading in on your conversation about sugar, it doesn't mean you give up things that are sweet necessarily. I would say start with processed sugar and eat foods that are slightly, you know, that are naturally sweet. Because remember that if you were to make a French onion soup, that's pretty sweet. You know, carrots are sweet. But processed sugar is not so great for us. Okay, I'm liking that. I'm not quite sure what else to do, but I don't know whether to put the ribbon underneath. Quite like that too. Yes, yes, indeed. Also, eating sugar, I was going to say substitutes, things that like aspartame, anything that's fake sugar makes your body think that sugar is coming down to your stomach. And then when the sugar doesn't actually arrive, so your stomach prepares itself, depending on what hits your taste buds, your stomach prepares itself and it starts producing chemicals to deal with what's coming, it thinks is coming into its stomach. So if you start eating diet foods, like Diet Coke and all that kind of thing, your body actually thinks, oh, I've got sugar coming down. And then when it doesn't come, it goes, oi, it like rings a bell, you know, like, you know, ding, ding. You said sugar was coming and it didn't come. So drinking diet drinks is really the worst way to diet, because you're sort of kind of telling your body sugar's coming and then it never comes and then it wants more. So yes, I just wrapped all that ribbon around there, but it's so nice that it's worth it for this card. Isn't it crazy? I'm frugal about like a piece of cardstock, so I don't cut 2 of these, but I cut 1. And then I've gone and kind of like used a whole bit of ribbon. There we go. That's the way it is. Oh, that's interesting. Is that because you're so not used to the sugar now, Janice? Or do we do that? You have naked coffee. That's a nice way to think about it. Makes it sound a bit more sexy, doesn't it? I have naked coffee. Oh, brilliant. Oh no, the whole idea was that was going to go on top of there. That doesn't work, does it? That's going to have to go under. Sorry, I'm really faffing with this. It's Friday night, everybody. That's my excuse. It's Friday. I'm allowed to faff a bit. See, this is the stuff that I edit out when I do an edited video. All my thinking time. But I know some of you like to see the thinking process that I go through. Yeah, it's funny. I've never had sugar in tea either. I suppose because I grew up without having it. But then when I sort of got to the point where I'd go out for a coffee with a friend, when I was about 18, I started kind of like discovering cappuccinos because I didn't really drink coffee. And I loved like the coffee coming in the coffee cup, it's all frothy, and I loved putting a brown sugar in it and giving it a stir. And I don't even know why I did it. Now, I wouldn't dream of having sugar in coffee, generally. And I actually I like it quite strong. But I have recently discovered, I bought one of these milk frother type machines, only a cheapy one from Aldi. And you put the milk in and it warms the milk up and it can froth it. Like, it will either keep stirring it and froth it lightly, or you can actually put one of those little metal things in it that really froth it up. And I've taken to putting milk with a little bit of cream and then heating the milk up and having that, so having quite a strong coffee with hot cream and milk. And oh my goodness, I'm totally loving that right now. But I don't have sugar. Right, so I'm just eyeballing this. I'm hoping that this is at the right height. I'm just going to use my grid paper to kind of make sure that I've done this properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So I'm checking that the ribbon is at the right height. Oop, no, go off a bit. And then because the ribbon is at the right height, I know that my lace is pretty much in the right position. Hi, Cher. Lovely to see you. Okay, I think that's pretty kind of like easygoing card, really. It doesn't really need much more than that, apart from maybe a sentiment. So I was going to stick it down, but I'm not going to because of the layers that are underneath it. And I just feel that pressing that down, you're probably going to get an indentation from the ribbon eventually. So I'm probably going to use up the side pieces of my dimensionals. Oh yes, Cher, I remember that now. How are you? Yes, please. So if you've been on a live before and you're thinking Ruth doesn't remember me, just try and recall what you spoke about last time, and it might all come back to me. Because sometimes when people are new to my lives, it takes me a while to kind of get to know everyone's personalities. So, and if I don't actually have had a conversation with you, either like an email or messenger or Zoom or whatever, then it just takes me a bit of time to remember people. You see, some of the people who I'm chatting to here, I've met in a Zoom class, so it's easier for me to remember their personalities and stuff. So, and some of the people I know in real life, and Take care, Michaela. Thank you for joining me. I like to make dates with whipped cream cheese with finely chopped pecans stuffed inside. Delinda, you started going on dates with cream cheese now. That sounds delish. It was just the way you wrote it. I go on dates with cream cheese. You know I meant that lovingly, don't you? Mm. Zoom is real life. Yeah, no, sorry, yes, of course. Sorry, I meant, I know that I knew the people. Oh, I'm not even going to explain myself. Linda's just like being cheeky. All right, I'm going to move on. Move on. Got other cards to do. What's the time? Oh my gosh, it's over an hour already. Right. Let's go for this one. This will be an easy one. This is very pink, isn't it? Very, very, very pink. Now, I thought I cut myself some little pieces. I thought the Zoom was next week, Martina. 13th. 12th and 13th. Yeah, because I have a meeting tomorrow. You're early. Yeah, Zoom is next week. Unless you're joining me for a trustee meeting. I have a trustees meeting tomorrow. Okay, so see, I want to put some leaves on here now. We did you're not wrong though, Martina, in the sense that we did discuss the possibility of it being today. Sorry, not today, tomorrow, but I ended up deciding not to. So. Oh my goodness, so Jan and Cher are like live close to each other and you met on here. That's hilarious. Now, Cher, I do need to warn you about Jan. There may be some things that you don't realise about her that you need to know. So, what can we tell Cher about Jan, everybody? What do we need to warn her about? Don't tattle. Right, I need to talk to her about your hoarding tendencies, Jan. Just don't stand in her house too long, Cher, or you might get collected. Or you may get stitched into like a quilt. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Talking about hoarding, I've started watching Hoarders on Amazon Prime. Oh, it really is quite sad. Very, very sad. I have watched programs similar to that before, but I think what I quite like about Hoarders though is that they show how the people do get genuine psychiatric help, and because they clearly need it. But now I was saying to a girlfriend of mine, I'm like, every time I go to keep a bottle, like, you know, like a margarine tub or an ice cream tub, I'm like, oh, now do I need it? And whereas before, because I had a bigger house before, I was like, yeah, just stick it in the tub box in the porch. Like, I used to just like keep tubs just in case. Now I'm like, I really don't need it. Let it go. Okay, let it go, Ruth. You're turning into one of those hoarders. For goodness sake, it's one ice cream tub. But I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm turning into a hoarder. I just want to keep one ice cream tub. Yeah, that's what they all say, Cher. That's what they all say. First signs. Yeah, I said to my husband, I watched this show to make me feel a bit better. Yeah, the episode I watched last night was a guy who collected beer cans. And he genuinely was a collector of beer cans, and he felt that he didn't have a problem. But he not only collected beer cans, he collected other things as well. And bless him, he had run out of money. I mean, it was getting ridiculous. And he had this amazing, huge garage built to hold his collection. But he hadn't like displayed it nicely. Everything was still in boxes. But he did seem to like have a bit of a, how do I say, a mobility issue. So he didn't seem to be able to walk very well. So I do wonder if part of the issue was he needed actually someone to come and help him. But yeah. And then so I think for some people, they just go through a life situation where they just get absolutely overwhelmed and it just takes over and they just need, as I said, they need help really. If it's not pinned. Yeah, better not let her hubby watch that show. Let it go, let it go. Love it. But I tell you what, being the daughter of missionaries and baby boomers does not help, because the baby boom, there's that kind of baby boomer mentality where, oh no, you don't waste, you don't throw things away because it might come in useful. And then also the kind of like missionary, you have to kind of use what you have because you can't get it anywhere else or whatever. Oh my goodness. So that mixed into the melting pot was just not good for me. So I'm learning to let go of some of those kind of learnt. Oh, and then being a crafts person as well, you're going, oh, I might need that. You know, that might come in useful. Oh. I'm learning. Right, I'm looking for a cute sentiment to go in here. And I'm just looking for things that I haven't used in a little while. Get well soon would fit. Oh no, it won't fit on there. Thinking of you. That's the nice one. Yeah, exactly, Paula. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose if any of your parents or you have ever gone through a situation where you have like nothing, then I get it. I do get it. I'm not judging in any way. There was one episode of a guy who was really into like arts and stuff, and so he would literally go dumpster diving, skip diving for you guys in the UK. And things that just seemed artistic, he would just take home and keep because it could be fixed up, but he never got around to fixing anything. Sorry, which stamp set, Kathy? This one is Bear with, bear with, bear with. Back-to-back blooms. We've been making words out of it all night. Oh, here it is. This one. Yeah, oh yes, Paula, I totally get that. Because what's the point of why buy something when you can like take it out of a piece of wood and reuse it? Yeah, I suppose it's like women and buttons and fasteners. I had like some fasteners that I've just had in a little bag, and I've just like moved them from each house that I've moved to, and when am I ever going to use a little fastener? I don't make clothes, I don't mend clothes anymore, really. It's ridiculous. That is nice, isn't it? It just really... Oh, I just like that because all the focus is now on those words, and because we've got this purple outline and then the purple there, it just makes your eye go zoom. Actually, it looks like an eye. I think that's why your mind kind of, your eyes pull down towards that. There we go. Love that. Simple, simple. Did you see my buttons? Oh, and then there are some people who have button phobias. Oh, I feel for them. Yeah, if you've got button phobia, get help. Any phobia, actually. If you have any phobia, please go and get help, because you can be healed from these things, you know. Yes, that's the other thing. You'll need it after you throw it away. People go, oh, but I'll need it after I throw it away. But when does that ever happen? And, like, you can go to the store and pick up that, you know. There is a helpful book that I started to read on this subject. I can't remember what it's called now. I can't find it because of all the mess. No, I'm joking. I've just moved house. Yeah, but it gave all these reasons why people hold on to things. And it was really helpful. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Let's go to another one. So I think this one's going to be simpler because I've already pre-cut, haven't I, this section. Okay, so while my punch... Where's it gone? I think I will cut out one of those. Oh, can I cut out one of those? Ooh. Ooh, I'm taking a risk here. Oh, yes, I can. Might not use that for that, but I can use that for another day. I don't actually want to cover this up too much because the composition here is so pretty. We've got this lovely big flower, then this medium flower, and then all these lovely small ones. And to me, that composition is just perfect. It doesn't actually need covering up. So, if I had my embossing folder, I probably would emboss that. But because I don't, I think what I'll do is just do some stamping, like some tone-on-tone stamping. That's what Jan's doing now, aren't you, Jan? You're doing parental clear out. Oh, Janice, have you had to do that as well? Funny enough, actually, my mum was on earlier and she was talking about that same thing, and I just said, look, why don't you just have a box at the door to give away, and every time you come across something in your house that you think, I don't need this anymore, just put it in the box. So it's done. So in the UK, the charity shop, the shops are still shut. non-essential shops are shut. So once they're reopened, you can take stuff to the charity shop. Oh, good, Jan. You inherited your mother-in-law's button tin. Oh, a friend of mine. Now, she's actually ended up moving into her parents' home. And her and her family, not just her on her own. And she made this, just a simple framed heart, a heart made from buttons from her mum's button tin that she gave to her sister. It was so lovely. Sorry, my voice starts to go a bit Welsh. I caught the ink there a bit, so just be careful with this stamp not to push too hard, because yes, a whole row of dots for Glenna. Oh, really, Janine? Has that taught you a lesson then? You're like, I don't want to do that for my children. Oh, that is so cute. I love that. That's it. That's it done. I don't feel this card needs anything else. You can stamp the sentiment on the inside. So. I think this card is upside down, so I'm just going to check it before I stick the other panel down. Right, okay, so that's the opening. Now for me, this card, I think, is more this way round. I think it kind of shows off the composition to the best. The star of the card are the dots. That's all right, Glenna. I know how you feel about the dots. We just have to call you Dotty Glenna from now on. Okay, moving on to the next one. Sorry this has been a bit of a slow one, guys, but, you know, it's Friday night. Oh, now pink on pink, that works. I really like that. This is not quite folded correctly. I'll just adjust this. That's my... Ooh. That sounds like a very noisy car going by. Or a lorry or something. Now, I quite like this sort of tone-on-tone effect. But I think, just to make everyone a bit happier, I might just stamp. Sorry, this is really not quite folded correctly. That's a bit better. I think that was my mum's name, Glenna, Dotty. Well, it's better than Spotty Glenna, isn't it? Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, I think the pink on pink will be nice. Let's get the magenta madness down. Ruth gave us all permission to cut our stamps. That's it. Blame me. Ruth made me do it. Oh, not sure if I meant to do that way. No, I didn't. I wanted that right, actually I wanted that right to the edge, so I'm just going to re-stamp this. Because I actually wanted it to the edge, like that. Okay, now this one, I want just up to the edge like that. I hear some very odd birds outside. My house is quite near to a canal, so the bird sounds here are a little bit different because we have ducks and swans and coots and all sorts of funny little things. Oh, I didn't plan that very well, did I? That was not, that one needs to go right to the end. That one needs to go to there. Which canal? The Montgomeryshire Canal is next to me. Yeah. Hi, Bobby. Nice to see you. Oh, did you see that, everybody? Bobby sent me 2 kisses. It's not often that I get kisses on here, you know, Bobby. I'm getting to where I see certain stamps. I immediately think that's a Ruth stamp. Yeah, there's a few people that when the new catalogue comes out, they go through it going, what will Ruth order? And I think either last year or the year before, people sent me their list to compare with mine. Like, yeah. So, yeah, maybe I'll have 2 competitions. I'll have one to see if we can figure out what's retiring. And then another one to guess the stamp sets Ruth's going to be ordering in her first order. Sometimes I don't actually know until I do that order. I can sort of, I can go through the catalogue and think, yes, I definitely want such and such and such. But then when I actually come to place the order, like, other things start going through my head. So, who's near a canal? Oh, Janice is near a canal as well. Yeah, sadly, I'm on the wrong side of the canal to enjoy it, unfortunately. So the side of the canal that I'm on doesn't have the footpath. So for me to get to the path for the canal, I have to walk all the way sort of down, as it were, and then join the canal and then be able to walk. And then I can walk past my house, but to then come back down, I've got to walk right back, right down, then cross the canal and then walk back down to get back to my house. So it makes a nice loop, you know, that sort of, so if I go for a long walk, I can walk along the canal for the middle portion of the walk, but not the beginning and not at the end. So it's a real shame. Not a real shame, it's just a shame. I've been noticing on the back orders, you can tell what's trying, what's coming in the cat just by the numbers that are coming to the warehouse. Oh, you mean the what's in this restocks? Oh yeah, that's interesting, Paula. I've never even thought of it that way before. Yes, you have got lots of Stampin' Up people to visit, Cindy. And then when you come to the UK, oh my goodness, you're going to have to spend like a year here. Now, I know that flower feels like it's upside down, but to me that's like a really nice composition to have it on the card like that. where you've got the flowers here and then you've got these ones going that way. So that's why I decided to stick it that way around. Oh, can you just tell me what SC is, Cindy? Because I'm like, what? Oh, the Montgomeryshire Canal. Ah, that's interesting, Jane. What programme was that? Oh, South Carolina. Thanks. Thank you, Lorraine. I know I should know these things by now, but I don't always pick up on them. Now, I've done this before. I've stamped all wired up as a bit of a background, and it does kind of work. So I think I'm gonna do that for this one. I put things in blobs of glue. That's not helpful. Oh, do you mean the canal by Martina or Janice? I'm getting confused now. Oh, I see, Cindy. Yes, I've got a feeling I remember you telling me about that before. Yeah, I do put my head down from time to time and then I look up and go, oh, what are they all talking about? Oh, I didn't quite get it to the edge. I'm going to cheat. Just going to put some colour straight on the edge. There we go. That'll do. We've gone grungy. I'm going to do it to this as well. There we go. Absolutely. Happy accident. Oh, while I'm here, might just do a little bit of an accent with the purple. Just want to clean this up straight away. Oh, the Llangollen Canal. Oh, yes, that is a beautiful canal. Yeah, and it's got this massive aqueduct at Francescote. Oh my gosh, it is it's so tall. I'd love to go across it, but I think I would probably, like, my heart would give in because I'd be so scared to go over the top. So this canal runs across this massive aqueduct. It must be like 300 feet tall, but it's absolutely beautiful. If you go on Google and just type in the Llangollen Canal and the aqueduct, you'll find it. Cher sent me a message. Oh, does it? The Forth and Clyde. Okay. I'll have to look that one up as well. But architecturally, it's just stunning. And Llangollen is a beautiful place to go to. Oh, oh yes. After lockdown, we can go visit Llangollen. It's a lovely, lovely place. You know what? I think I'm just going to stick this one. It's no problem if you're in a boat. Do you think, honestly, do you think so, Martina? I've got worse as I've got older. My friend was saying this to me. We were talking about getting scared at stuff, and she said she was doing some climbing, like indoor rock climbing, and she got to the top and she could not let go. Like, she could let go safely. You know, that was the whole point. She was meant to let go. She was meant to abseil down. And the instructor said, she goes, apparently it's quite normal for women, particularly women who've had children, they just freeze because it's like this safety mechanism, like you do not want to die because of your children. And I'm sure since I've got older, I've become way more scared of heights than I ever used to be. So... No, you don't need to wear a life jacket because like canals are like really not very, what's the word? They're not very deep at all. You can like wade through them. Right, where am I up to? I've got this tiny bit left now, this one. So I tell you what we haven't done. We haven't done anything with a Blackberry Bliss background. How yum is that? Right, let me see what scraps I've got in my pile. Oh, got a bit of pink. Oh no. Oh, I don't know. Oh, maybe. I was going to say, what about a bit of green? Just flick this over a second, see what that looks like. Oh no. I think I prefer the green. Right. Oh, don't know what that's doing in there, but anyway, I'll use that, I think. Unless I have another piece. Oh. Hi, Pamela. I'm only 5 foot tall. I'm not made for heights, no. Further to fall, isn't it, Paula? Oh, Jane. That's sad. Lovely to see you, Pam. How are you? Hope you're keeping well. Okay, I'm going to cut this down a little bit to 11.5 centimeters. It just makes, sometimes it's worth cutting things like this down to whole numbers or a whole and a half number, so that you're not having to kind of add like 0.2 or 0.3 or an eighth and a 16th and a whatever. Just make life simple for yourself and just square it off. Let me just check how much battery. You keep losing connection. Oh no. I thought that issue had stopped. I had that issue earlier. I am down to 10% on my battery, so I'm going to plug in. So that's 7, so I'm just going to go for 7.5 there. Oh, good for you, Cindy. I mean, I am kind of adventurous to do certain things, but heights, I I get I get queasy looking up into something, not just down, but up. And the other day I had to take the, so that I'm having to replace all the fire alarms in the house because they're like well out of date. Please don't tell my insurance company. And so I've ordered new ones. They are on their way. So I've just got to make sure I don't, you know, nothing happens between now and when they arrive. And the fire alarms are in the hallway of like the downstairs, the first floor, and then the second floor. Well, you can imagine the second floor, it's above the stairwell. So I was looking up at this thing thinking, how on earth am I going to reach that? So I sort of stood on the, like on the edge of before the steps go down, thinking, I'm like that much away. There's no way I'm going to get up to there. Anyway, then I looked at it and thought, actually, if I stood on a chair, I'm not far off that. But I thought, I'm not standing on the chair. So I called my son, who's like the tallest out of all of us. Ethan, can you stand on this chair and see if you can get to the fire alarm? Anyway, it was like super duper easy for him. I was so relieved because I had visions of us having to build a platform out of like, I don't know, a ladder and a plank of wood and I don't know. Anyway, thank God we didn't have to do that, because you see, then when I start having these thoughts of like building scaffolding, I'm like, oh, and someone's gonna fall. Anyway, no one fell. My brain just goes to like the worst case scenario. Oh, but I'm fine with spiders, everybody. Just saying. If anyone's got a spider that needs removing, I have got no problems whatsoever removing spiders. They do not bother me at all. Linda's past her roller coaster years. Oh, no, you see roller coasters. Oh, I don't know if I could do one. The last time I think I did a major roller coaster was when I was pregnant with May and I didn't realise it. I was at Euro Disney. Yeah, I went on that on my own. Because Luke was 5. Luke was 5, 6. Ethan was 4. And Jaden was 2. And so they couldn't go on the roller coaster, that big roller coaster. So I did on my own. It was just over too soon, to be honest, before I could really get into it. But there we go. Right, again, I just feel that putting a set, I mean, you might be able to squeeze a sentiment there, maybe with a smaller thing. Ooh, I've just found this butterfly on my desk. That's cute. Maybe a small sentiment. I could deal with that. Let's have a look. Where's my scraps of white gone? I had a whole load a minute ago. Maybe I'll put it back. I just need like a little strip of white. What's that? Nope, that's very vanilla. That's not helpful at all, is it now? Right. Oh, this would make a nice get well soon card, wouldn't it? Right, we're on the home straight, everybody. Thank you for sticking with me tonight. It's been so lovely to have your company, as always. If there's anything that you've seen me use that you'd like to purchase, please head to stampinup.uk. Actually, there's a quicker way to shop with me. You scroll down to the description, find the word shop, click on the link and it will take you directly to my shop. Now obviously if you normally shop with somebody else, then I totally respect that. But if you are a person that doesn't mind shopping around and you want to shop with me, that's fine too. Or if you've never shopped with me, you can shop with me. So what happens is you place your order and the order goes directly to Stampin' Up and they will process your order. Thank you, Deborah. Oh, thank you very much. Stampin' Up will process the order and send it out to you. It costs $4.95. So if you're in the UK, it's $4.95 shipping. And it doesn't matter how much you order, it's the same price. So you could order like £100 worth of stuff, £2,000 worth of stuff, and it will cost you the same in shipping. So I do recommend that you don't order a $5's worth of stuff because that's not good value for money. Also, if you shop with me, please remember to... Oh, I'm never going to cut that straight. Please remember to use the host code, because in using the host code, I get to be able to send you a voucher. If you don't use the host code, you don't get a voucher, but you do get a thank you card. But I'm sure most of you would like a voucher too. Now, if you shop and you forget to use the host code, please let me know, because I'm allowed to contact Stampin' Up and ask them to apply the host code afterwards. But I think I'm only allowed a maximum of 3 times a month to do that. So it's not advised to forget. And you can go and find the host code at artfulstampin.co.uk, or if you follow my Artful Stampin page on Facebook, I pin it to the top of the page. So you can find it there, or you can always email me, ruthtrice@gmail.com. How cute. I like that. Ruth, the time with you and the gang is the highlight of my day. Oh, thank you. Linda is wrestling with very static, icy sequins. Someone come and get these things off me. Do you need us to bring over a hoover and hoover you up, Linda? How do you all like the basic white I stocked up? I've been using it to stamp on, and I'm quite happy with it, to be honest. I've not really... I think if I was to do a side-by-side comparison, I'd be really pernickety and start going, I'm not sure about that. But to be honest, I think that is what I've used here, and that's what I've been using for the last few broadcasts, and I cannot complain, to be quite honest. Yeah, so shipping in the US works slightly differently. You pay a percentage of whatever you order, don't you? Yeah, but our prices are higher, share. So, you know, our prices are not a kind of what's the word? It's a bit higher than inflation. You know, it's like if I was to come to America and buy Stampin' Up products, it would be cheaper than me buying them in the UK. Put it that way, because Stampin' Up have to pay for the shipping to Europe. So our products do cost more than yours. So that's funny to Linda. I'm having visions of Linda covered in little white bits of white powder now. Okay, right. I'm sorry, my table is an absolute mess now. I've just got stuff everywhere. So I'm just going to quickly put some things away and hope the mountain doesn't fall on me. Put the glue there, put my bone folder there, put the ribbons away. You can stare at that for a second. I'll leave my stamp sets out to show you what I used, and then... Oh, we've ended up with way more cards than I thought. Oh, wow. Okay. Right, so we started off with stamping, or rather colouring onto a big bit of paper, well, A4, standard size piece of paper. Daffodil Delight, Real Red, Light Real Red, I didn't use that one, Magenta Madness, and that's Light Lovely Lipstick. I'm so sorry, that has retired, but that is what I used. I didn't mean to do that. I thought I used Rococo Rose as well, but I could be wrong. No, I can't see it on my desk, so I think it must have been Light Magenta Madness. You'll have to use something. No, that definitely looks like Rococo Rose. Have I put it somewhere? Oh, it fell on the floor. Okay, I wasn't going crazy. Dark Rococo Rose and light Granny Apple Green. So we did. So if you didn't see that part of the video, you need to go back to the beginning to see that section. All right. So you can see how I made this paper by going to the beginning of the video. Then I stamped in Blackberry Bliss this one, this one, this one, this one, and I think maybe a bit of that one and a bit of that one. And then filled in the spaces with the dotty stamp. Okay. Then we cut it up. I made these. So first of all, I cut that piece to make a slimline card. And as you can see, it's kind of the star of the show, really. And then just put a really simple little sentiment with a bit of a, just very simple white ribbon, which is not behaving itself. I might have to put a bit of a glue dot on that, because the thing about embellishments is that they should not obscure your sentiment, in my opinion. You know, they obviously, the sentiment is kind of the message of it, so you don't want to obscure it. And then we've really highlighted this by putting Blackberry Bliss around the edge and then another layer of Magenta Madness. So we use the, I want to say Storybook Tag Punch, but I know it's not called that. I will find out for you though. Story Label. There we go. So I wasn't far off. The Story Label, and then the set of ovals from the Spring Mini, the January to June Mini. So the double oval punch from there. So if you go on the website, if you just look at the punches page, they're all there. And that is it. And that's onto Magenta Madness card. Then this one is on Blackberry Bliss. We cut out this lovely lacy effect from the fabulous floral dies, and we cut out that lovely lace piece, which is here. And I only cut one. We then cut it there, and then stuck a portion of it under there and a portion of it there. Then put the yellow ribbon. Tie a yellow ribbon round the old tree. I think this is actually Bumblebee. I think. Anyway, it goes really nicely, doesn't it? Felt tips will do. If you haven't got blends, just get your felt tips out, guys. You don't need fancy dancy blends, much as I'd love you to have them. But felt tips is fine. Because we didn't really do any blending. Can I just say that? I use blends because that's what I have. But we didn't actually do proper blending. We did scruffy colouring in, which was the whole point of this video. Alright, Nessa. But for those of you who do have blends, yes, use them. Tony Orlando. Who's Tony Orlando? Good for you, Nessa. Okay, then I think we did this one next. So again, the paper was the star of the show. So we just mounted that onto a piece of Blackberry Bliss cardstock and then cut out some shapes from the Blackberry Bliss before mounting it. Save on paper. And then we used the Borders stamp set. She says, can't find it on her desk. Where's it gone? Oh my word. Oh, here it is. Borders. Borders to background. So this is fabulous. Really, really good value for money, this one. I think it's about £15. So we've got the... Oh, is that who sang it? Oh, sorry. I didn't realise he sang that. I'm not as old as you lot. Stripes are great for doing this one, this border here. And then the dots for that border there. And this is tone on tone. So this is Granny Apple Green on Granny Apple Green. This is Magenta Madness on Magenta Madness. And that works. Then this one, we did the background of the All Wired Up, that one. We did Granny Apple Green, and then I did a little bit of Blackberry Bliss stamping just to do a bit of a, make it a bit more interesting. You just aged all of us. Oh, I've just realised I've stuck this down a bit wonky. I've done it much narrower down there. Oh, I don't like that. Right, now, there is this nifty trick, which I will try and demonstrate in front of you and see if it works. I've seen France Martin do this, where if you stick something down wrong, you can get a piece of dental floss if you have it. You know, what you clean your teeth out with. But you can do it with a strong piece of string. The idea is that you slip this underneath and you have to kind of like pull it through. Oh, try not to tear your card like I'm doing. Oh, come on. It's slipping a bit. Come on. It's kind of getting there. I can't trim it because it's stuck lower down. It's getting there. Honest. It's just killing my hands. There we go. You didn't think that was going to work, did you, you lot? You're like, no, she's not doing that, is she? I couldn't trim the top because then I wouldn't be able to fold it. Linda. I couldn't trim the top. Okay, so to make this, because I've damaged it a little bit here, I'm just going to grungy it up a little bit more without cutting. Do you remember last week I stabbed myself doing this? I'm keeping the point far away from my fingers. Just grungy this up a bit. See, I know you like it when I fix things. Because we all do this. We all make mistakes. They're just an opportunity to do it better. No bleeding today. You'd have trimmed it and remounted it. Yeah, you see, I'm just so frugal. You've never seen that before? Oh no, it's not mine, I'm afraid. I've seen other people do it. But yeah, I saw France Martin do it. She's an amazing demo in the US. Really sweet. She's been sharing ideas for years and years and years. Totally look up to her. Right, so I want it actually, if I'm going to have it closer anywhere, it should be at the top rather than the bottom, but I don't actually want that. I want it to be equal top and bottom. So I'm just going to spend my time realigning that. And actually, I really like it with the fluffy edges now. Frenchy stamps. Yeah. Oh, I see. You thought it opened to the right. No, it was on the yeah, no, it's a top opening. Yeah, no, I would have done that if it was a side opening one. But there we go. Yeah, no, I quite like it with the fluffy edge. Right. It was a meant to be accident, absolutely. So we've got, you can vote now. I'll try and clear these so that you've got space to see what I've done. So we've got one. Let's take you up a bit. 1, two pinkies, sorry, two greenies. And I'll put that one there and that one there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Night, Nessa. Yeah, no, me too. Oh my gosh, 20 past 12. Turn into a pumpkin. You can't vote. Right, so if you're watching this on the replay, please let me know what was your favourite technique. What did you learn that you never knew before? If you've made it this far, oh my gosh, if you guys have actually watched this to the end, then pat yourself on the back. You love the thinking of you one. Yeah, that really shows off the paper, doesn't it? It's pretty nice. Got lots of space to write in as well. Love them all. The one sheet wonder's a winner. It is, isn't it? Look at these beautiful cards we've made. I really like this. I love this tone on tone. I know you probably... I'll try and get it so you can catch it. It catches the light, but there we go. So. And thank you for my super chat as well. That was really, really kind of you. So we've used, the main colours are Magenta Madness, Blackberry Bliss, and Granny Apple Green. So we're still here, Janine. This one. Thanks, Nydia. Yeah, I think you guys really like that one. I think it's because it just shows off all that those lovely flowers. But yeah, no, I love it. I just like the rich colours. It's Phoebe on. Phoebe would like these ones because she's very into her bright, rich colours. So, oh, there you are. I was just talking about you. Oh dear. Oh, that's very true, Martina. Oh, excuse me. Right. Lovely to see you guys, and it's lovely that you guys are getting to know each other as well. Please remember, this is a public platform and I cannot vouch for any of you lot, you know. So if you're making friends, please just be aware that you're online. You're welcome, Pamela. Lovely to see you. Yeah, they're a wild lot. Yeah, watch out. Especially that Janine when she starts drinking cocktails. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you next week. Lots of love. Bye.